For this video, we're going to be creating the reservations page for our restaurant website. So I'm just going to scroll down so that you can see the design for it. But yeah, that's it. I can also show you the layout of the actual design. And yeah, let's get started. So as usual, I've brought in the image I'm going to use for this page. For this particular one, we only have one image. So as usual, let's go to, you could use any of the pages. I'm just going to use gallery and I'm going to copy, just this section. And I'm going to copy that, come over to this page, and I'm going to select the frame, and then I'm going to paste. Let's crop the image. Select the image and change the width to 1440 and double click on the image so that we can reduce the height to 350. I'm just going to zoom out and I'm holding shift down and I'm just going to remove this image so we can change what part of the image we can actually see. And I'm just going to close that dialog. Select the image, cut, and then using Ctrl Shift and R, we're going to paste and then replace. Let's change this text. I could just come over here and just copy our text, which is reservations, and paste. I'm just going to move the text back to the center. Next up is this text, so I'm going to select it. The alignment for this text is currently at the center, and essentially just take 2 columns on the left, 2 columns on the right, and that's the size of this text box. So select the text, go over to typography. We're going to change this to restaurant desktop body. I'm going to go over to my text and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste. It seems like I unintentionally pasted it 2 times. Next up, highlight this top section of the text and then Ctrl I so that we can italize the text. Let's grab a button from another of our page. Let me see. I'm just going to grab a button. If you have a button in your assets library, go ahead and use that. And I'm just going to select this, Ctrl Shift R to replace, and I'm going to align it. Oops, wrong place. It's here. I'm going to paste it in the reservations page, and I'm going to bring this closer, select this to make it an auto layout, and I just want to make sure, okay, the text is reactive, so that's what we have. Next up is this text. I'm just going to ungroup this. I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to increase the height of this frame so that I have more space to work with. Just going to select this, move them down. I'm going to start with this subheading. Go over to typography, change this to restaurant desktop subheading. And I'm going to change the resizing of this text to auto width, and I'm also going to change the alignment to center. Let's go and grab our text, which is book your table. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste here, and I'm just going to align this text to the center of our frame. Next is this one. Go over to typography. We're going to use restaurant desktop body, and I'm going to go to my notes and I'm going to copy this text and paste. So this text, everything is going to be on a single line like this. You can reduce the width if you want to, you can keep it like this if you want to, Well, that's what I have now. So it's just aligned to this text. That's the actual text box, but you can see the text is much shorter. That's fine. So I'm going to copy this button, close, exit, and then I'm going to replace this button here, and I'm going to grab the text for this particular button in this section, and I'm going to paste. I'm going to align it to the center also, and I'm going to make it a not layout. I don't know if okay, I didn't change the spacing for this one. The gap should be 20. Sorry about that. And oops, I think it would be better if I made all three. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to make the entire thing, including the title, an auto layout. So the gap currently is 21. I'm just going to make it 20. Now I'm just going to zoom out. Let me just delete this. It's going to be much more easier if I just copy this one and reuse. So I'm going to create 2 more copies so we don't have to keep formatting. Now I'm going to go back to my notes. Next one is private dining and events, and I'm going to paste that here. Next up is this one. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste this. I would like this to be bullet points, so you just use your dash and then space. It's going to make these bullet points like this. I'm just going to, okay, finally we have to change the text for this button. I'm going to copy this and let me copy this text, and I'm going to paste. I unintentionally copied the text in the button, so I have to go back and recopy. I'm going to zoom out. Next up, I'm going to come to this one, and this is reservation policy. I'm going to paste, and I'm going to copy that text, paste, and finally I'm going to ungroup this briefly. I want to have 2 buttons here, so those buttons will be in their own separate frame. So I'm going to create a copy of this, and the text for the first button is, I'm going to paste, and the second one is contact us. I'm going to paste this. Now I'm just going to select this to make it an auto layout. Gap is going to be 20, and then let me just move it to the center. Select this tree, make it an auto layout, and gap is also 20. Now let's add our lines. Let's go back to the home page, and in our home page, in the upcoming events and special offers section, we're going to reuse this line. So I'm just going to copy this group, the entire group, and I'm going to go back to the reservations page. And I'm going to paste that line here. So it's going to be in between that first text and this book your table. So double click and select just the line. Hold Shift and Alt. Let me zoom out so you can see it. Just the line. Shift and Alt. We're going to bring it to the edge of the second column, and as we're doing that, it's going to increase here. So Shift and Alt, and then I'm going to increase the length of this line so I can do it just all at once. So the width of the line is currently 996, and I'm just going to close this. Now I can zoom out and create 2 more copies of this line. I'm going to use Alt and Shift, this time drag, and it's going to create a copy while keeping it aligned, and I'm going to create yet another copy. Okay, so let's space out. No, let's change the colors before we space things out. So I already know that this is going to have the appropriate color. If you want, you can just go straight to this. While I'm here, let me just change the fill of frame to the background color. But if you want, you can go through each one of them and change any color that is black or whatever color you used in your wireframe to text. If you want to, you can go straight to the entire frame and just change text color. But I'm just selecting each section, and then whatever is black, I'm going to change it to a text color. Oh, we haven't changed our footer section. Completely forgot about that. So I'm just going to copy this footer section, and then I'm going to replace it here. Hopefully I haven't forgotten any other thing. Now is spacing. So let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to select this image. The spacing for this entire section should be fine. I'm going to select the image and this text section, and the spacing for that part is going to be 60. And I'm going to select this section, this line, and I'm just going to select all of this, and the spacing with the exception of the footer section. So the text on this top section, the lines, and all other sections, the spacing is going to be 85. And finally, select this last text section, which is the reservation policy, and the footer section. Make the spacing 200, and then we can now finally reduce the height of our frame so that it will fit. Okay, so that's it for the reservations page. Let's see what it looks like in the prototype view. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm just going to give it a moment to load, and there we go. This is our reservations page. So yeah, that's it for this one.